Hello and welcome to the Divorced Advocate, where we help dads create a healthy and less traumatic divorce. My name is Jude Sandoval and I am your host. All right, so I am now recording this for the third time using some new video equipment. So any of you that have ever tried to set up new video and new video equipment know that the challenges that I am going through right now are extremely frustrating. But enough about my worries. Ah, just crazy. Anyway, so today we are going to be talking about navigating the holidays when co-parenting after divorce. Talk about frustrating, right? Or challenging, or both. That can be very, very tenuous, sometimes at best. But we're going to talk about some tips on how to deal with that, how to mitigate it, and most importantly, how to put the kids first in your hearts and minds in doing that, and model a better way of doing it and a better way for them through this challenging time. Before we get into it, a couple of show notes. The first being that we have the Divorced Advocate app coming out in a couple weeks or less, I'm told. I'm extremely excited about this because it's going to have all of the Divorced Advocate resources in one place for you. So if you're just listening to this for the first time, or you're just listening to the podcast, or you don't watch the webcast, or you haven't been on the website or done the divorce quiz or to one of the classes, try to get plugged into the Divorced Advocate community. We've created it to give you an opportunity wherever you're at or whatever your needs might be to have articles, workshops, classes, group meetings, private coaching, wherever you might be, whatever you might need, there's something for you to help you through this. You don't have to do it alone. There are literally millions of men across the world that are going through this right now. So get plugged in. Also, second show note is the divorce quiz is still up. It's at the website under the divorce quiz tab, or you can go to thedivorcequiz.com. It's going to take about 10 minutes, but I promise you it's worth it. It's going to help you gauge where you're at during or after your divorce compared to others who have gone through divorce. And it's a phenomenal tool to help you see where you're at mentally and emotionally. And if you take the quiz, I have a free offer that you can sit down with me. We can review the results of that, or we can review the results and talk about what you've got going on in your divorce. So please take advantage of that. It's a great tool, and get plugged into the community. All right. Navigating the holidays when co-parenting after divorce. Splitting the holidays can be absolutely emotionally wrenching and just very challenging. I know I found it to be that way. Holidays can be challenging and emotional already. Going through this change and this transition makes it a little bit more emotionally and mentally challenging too. So depending upon what your situation is, you may be in going through the divorce, in which case you may have already just agreed to a temporary situation. You may have gone through court and had temporary orders for what the holiday arrangement will be. Or if you've already gone through your divorce, you have either decided and agreed through the parenting plan, or the court has ordered through the decision in your hearing what the holiday plan is going to be. Now, that can be a couple of different ways. One can be that it is splitting the holidays 1 year where you have your kiddos for the holiday, and then the next year your ex has the kiddos for the holiday, or vice versa. So that's one way that it can be done. Or you can have a more specific plan that has a very specific way in which you do it. Maybe 10 days, like for instance, mine is set up that it's one parent 1 year has 10 days through the Christmas break, and the other parent has the remaining days, so it's 10 straight days. And then if the parent who has the 10 straight days is not is that goes through Christmas, or Christmas falls on those 10 days. And if we're traveling, then the parent has those 10 days and is traveling, then has the kiddos for the holiday, like for Christmas. And then the next year it swaps where the other parent has the 10 days and then the other parent then gets the remaining Christmas break. But we also have the caveat in there that if the parent with the 10 days is not traveling during the Christmas break, that there is a 6-hour period on Christmas where the other parent gets to spend time, the parent that's not exercising the 10 straight days of Christmas break. And so that's our custom schedule, and that works really incredibly well. It's very fair, and it's very helpful with the kids, and it's very consistent also with the kids. So, which leads me into my first point is figure out the schedule well in advance, because, all right, so I just described what our custom schedule is. If you were confused by it, I was too in the beginning until I got through it the first few years, and it's turned out to be very, very good and very beneficial. But these schedules can be very hectic. The kids are getting out of school, you're going to have them off, you're going to have to take care of them, feed them, cook dinner. You're probably still working. Also, I know I am, and most of us are. And then you're planning for the holidays. You might be planning travel. So it's very, very hectic time of year already without having to coordinate a new and different schedule. So make sure to plan in advance and plan down to the minutes with your ex or soon to be ex, how that is all going to pan out and how you're going to do the transitions, where the transitions are going to be happening, who's going to be picking up, who's going to be dropping off, what those times are. Try to be real specific around what that is going to be. The other thing I'll say around those schedules is if, like the example I gave you with my particular parenting plan during the holidays, is it works out well for us, particularly when neither one of us is traveling, because and it's been a tradition in my family that we celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. So we do our big dinner and fun and all of that on Christmas Eve, and we just kind of hang out and are low key on Christmas Day. And my ex's family celebrates on Christmas Day, and so they get together and they do their celebration and their presents and everything on Christmas Day. So it complements each other. So it works out really, really well. And my point being is, if you have some of those traditions, if you have some of those things that might work well, that are going to help ease this transition, attempt to, and again, like not all of us can do this, but attempt to do that and keep some of these traditions and keep some of what you've had going on, if you can, through this transition, because it'll help the kids and it'll help ease this challenging and very uncertain time with the kids through this. If they have some things that they're used to and some traditions that they might be used to that they're continuing to go through, it's obviously going to be very different with two different households and celebrating potentially in two different ways at two different times. But if you can keep some of those, then that will be very beneficial. The second one would be consider sharing the holidays together. Now, I know some of you are going, oh, that is never going to happen. And I completely appreciate that. We don't do it. We've not ever been able to do it. But if you have an amicable situation where you can work that out, there are a myriad of benefits. Both parents get to see the kids on the holiday. There's no disputes over the times or the dates or the parenting plan. There's less disruption to the kids' lives. There's having both parents together is helpful and will make the kids more comfortable through this time. You'll continue to make family memories, and you'll be sharing the idea that you're still family, even though you might have separate households, and that's important too. So if you can do it, and there are a lot of divorced or divorcing couples that can do that, that would be a fantastic, ideal way to do it. So Try it out if you can, or if you're even semi-amicable. But if not, and if it's not a healthy situation, obviously do not try to do that, because then we don't want something to blow up into something that's awful. Next, number 3 is coordinate gifts. Now, this might seem silly, but it will provide an opportunity to, again, demonstrate and model for your kids doing something in, let's say, the spirit of the season for the kids, or in the spirit of how you should be conducting yourself in this season, to where you want to be able to both provide the kiddos with thoughtful, nice, memorable gifts. And if one parent has parenting time on Christmas and they go out and they just buy all the nice gifts that are on the kids' Christmas list, and then the other parent is left without an opportunity to do that, you haven't coordinated, or maybe you did buy something but they already got it at the other parent's house, it just sets up a really bad situation. And so if you can take that time, and I'll tell you the way that I have tried to do this is, but my kids are a little bit older now, and yours might be too, but having them write their list to Santa Claus. And so that was really beneficial, because then I could do that, and I could then send that to my ex, and then we could say, oh, okay, well, you're buying this, or she'd say, I'm buying this, and so I would know, and she would know who's buying what, and then we wouldn't duplicate gifts, but then we'd also be able to plan thoughtful and nice things for the kiddos. So try to do that. It takes some communication, open lines of communication, but it's highly, highly beneficial. And again, we're wanting to put the kids first, and their thoughts and their feelings first, and this goes a long way in doing that. Number 4, set expectations. And this one is along the lines of helping the kids with the transition. This is an incredibly uncertain time for us, right? Well, this is equally, if not more, uncertain for the kids, because it's going to be a whole new time. It's going to be a whole new way of celebrating seasons. It's going to be different households, potentially different travel, different traditions, all kinds of different things. And it's a little bit uncertain and unsettling for the kids. So if you can make sure to communicate specifically to the kids what the plan is, that helps to keep them feeling safe and secure in this process. And not only communicating it, but also communicating that you're comfortable and happy with the plan. Even if you're not 100% happy with the plan, being positive through this challenging time is modeling something that is really beneficial for the kids, to see you being positive, definitely not bad-mouthing the other parent, because, and we've talked about it before, but I'm going to emphasize it again, our kids derive part of their personality from both parents. No matter what behavior your ex has exhibited to you, our kids derive part of who they are from both parents. So bad-mouthing them is not essentially, it is bad-mouthing your kids. So make sure to do this in a positive manner. Derive whatever little positive you can from it. If there are only little positives, it makes sure to convey those to the kids, because the last thing you want them feeling is sad or guilty through this process, especially the first time or the first few years through this, until they get comfortable with this. And trust me, they will get comfortable with it, because mine, after a certain time, said, Dad, you know what's great about divorce? And I said, what? And he said that we get to celebrate the holidays twice. So we get presents from both sides. So they adapt. But communicating that is absolutely essential. Excuse me. Number 5, help your children shop. Now, this goes back to the approaching this in the holiday spirit or the spirit of the holidays. If you're able to do so, help consider or consider helping your kid or kids buy a gift, and it doesn't have to be extravagant or expensive, but it's maybe something small for the other parents. So this is going to help them. It's going to help them feel proud and happy that they were able to do this. It's challenging when you're the single parent. If you haven't gone through this yet, it's challenging to help the kids buy something for you, right? Because they're with you. So if you can help facilitate that for the other parent, hopefully the other parent's going to facilitate that for you, then this goes a long way in teaching them about the holiday spirit, and giving them a very valuable lesson. So try to do that. It's a nice gesture and a nice thought, and that's what we're ultimately wanting to convey to our kids. Number 6, surround yourself with family and friends. So we associate the holidays with joyful celebrations with family and friends, but we know, if we've been through it, or if you're going through that, that's not necessarily the case through divorce or with the changes in the schedules. And the holidays can exacerbate that as well, because you may not have your kids during one of these holidays, and that can add to the loneliness and the sadness. I know this was a very, very difficult one for me. It was very challenging. So make sure to be conscientious about planning time with friends, planning time with family, reaching out and getting involved maybe with activities throughout the holiday season. If it's not with family, with friends, finding something to do or meeting new people. Meetup.com is a great place. That's where we host and facilitate the communication of all of our Denver Metro divorced dads meetups here, and it's a great tool. But they've got all kinds of stuff going on, and people getting together all throughout the year, but during the holidays as well. So, or use that as a tool, but make sure to do that. Maybe plan a trip if you're going to be alone, and see some friends that you may have not seen, or some family that you've been meaning to go visit during the holidays if you're not going to have your kids. But make sure to do that. Make sure to schedule that time and take care of yourself, which leads me to the next point, number 7. Take care of yourself throughout this. Now, you hear me harp on this all the time throughout the divorce process, to take care of yourself. It's equally, if not more important during this holiday time, because we get so crazy and hectic like I described, and I know you know what I'm talking about, that we need to take care of ourselves. Our schedule might get off because we've got things going on. I know right now I'm off schedule with my workouts. It's just been crazy and hectic and busy, and I'm off, and I need to get back on because I'm already feeling it. It's affecting me mentally and emotionally. So make sure to take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Make sure you're exercising, getting rest, eating right, because we overindulge, at least the Italian in me overindulges during this time period. But eating right, eating healthy, and doing what you need mentally and emotionally, whether that's therapy, groups, getting together, meeting with friends, meeting with family, taking care of all of those things, because the old adage, it's not an old adage, but the adage is, if you don't take care of yourself first, you can't take care of anybody else. And your kids really need you through this holiday season, which also leads me into the last point, which is plan an alternate celebration. If you don't have your kids on, let's say, Christmas, still celebrate Christmas, even if that is going to be on the off weird Saturday before the holiday or after the holiday. Make sure to celebrate it, because what you're doing is you're starting to build some of your own traditions, but you're also then making them comfortable in that you are still recognizing the traditions, you're recognizing the holiday, and you're taking the effort, the time and the effort to spend it with them in celebration. So that's going to make them feel comfortable. It's going to ease their transition, and it's going to, again, help them feel safe and comfortable and secure with you in doing that. So make sure to plan alternate celebrations with them as well. All right, those were my 8 tips for navigating through the holidays when co-parenting after divorce. Let's quickly review those. The first, figure out the schedule in advance so there's no surprises and you can just breeze through the holiday and enjoy it like Elf. Number 2, consider sharing the holidays together. Many of you can do that. Some of you can't. There's huge benefits to doing it if you can. Number 3, coordinate gifts. This is helpful in allowing each of the households to celebrate and put the kids first and give them thoughtful and memorable and nice gifts. Number 4, set expectations. This is going to help ease the transition for the kiddos, help them feel comfortable with the transition and the newness of the 2 different households and celebrating the holidays separately. Number 5, help your child help your child shop. And this goes back again to keeping in the spirit of the holidays and modeling for them some positives in a very challenging situation. Number 6, surround yourself with family and friends, or if you don't have family and friends, get involved during the season. Don't stay by yourself. Don't isolate. Get out there and reach out. Reach out to the divorced advocate community. There's information in the show notes below for getting involved, or go to the website. You can always directly reach out to me, and there's a myriad of different places on the website and all of the links in the show notes that you can do that. And number 7, take care of yourself. The hectic time, schedules get off. This is a new time. You may be creating a new schedule, but make sure mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, you're doing the things that you need to do for yourself so that you can take care of your kiddos. And lastly, plan the alternate celebration. Stay celebrating, stay joyful, stay positive. It can be challenging, but again, we're modeling for our kids. And again, and again, I say this, there's no better way, there's no better circumstance that we're going to experience in our life that can assist us in modeling through an extraordinarily difficult time period than during this divorce. And modeling a positive through this can be challenging, but there's no better way to show the kids how to do this through this divorce and through this holiday season, which can be an ever increasing or challenging situation on top of one that's already incredibly difficult and challenging. And so I know you can do it. I do want to finally say that I can empathize, I can appreciate how challenging this might be, how deeply sad and how deeply upsetting and emotional this time of year can be, especially if you're without your kids. It was for me. I remember being upset and crying for what seemed like hours and hours during holidays. And so just know that you're not in this alone. There are other men that are going through this, millions of us throughout the world that are without our kids. Reach out, please reach out. You don't have to go through this alone. As I said, there are all kinds of, if you're listening to this, go to the website. There's blog posts, there's articles, there's a webcast. If you're watching this, there's the podcast. There's all kinds of resources, but utilize the resources. Schedule a time with me if you just need somebody to talk to. There's free resources. There's group meetings. There's paid meetings. There's individual coachings. That's the way the divorced advocate community is set up to allow you the opportunity to get the resources that you need to get through this. And so if you're struggling through this, keep through it. I promise it will get better in the future. And if this is helpful to you, please share it with another divorced or divorcing dad. Like us, comment, share on social media. We have grown exponentially through this year. 2022 is going to be awesome with the app coming out, We've got a new platform that is holding our CRM and everything that's getting developed. This next year is going to be amazing, and we're going to be helping more and more dads. So thanks for listening. God bless. I'll talk to you next week.